Another positive, if I can, Nick, it was nice to see us put pressure on the defense, running, stealing bases again. I thought that Ellie, for those that always continue to get on Ellie about all these things, he made some great defensive plays tonight. Ellie obviously caused a run. He stole second and stole third. Got a sacrifice fly that allowed him to score with Candelario. So there are positive things, which I guess will lead me into Noelvi Marte, who is maybe one of the brighter things that has come across the timeline here this week. Hits a ball obviously incredibly hard tonight. Still battling some demons at third base. Did make a solid play, though, barehanded play. Almost got the guy out. Wasn't out, but it was nice to see that. I guess the overall thoughts on Noelvi, and I think he's going to cause a problem now because it's hard to take a guy out of the lineup if he keeps doing this.
Well, I don't think it's a problem.
I'm not saying it's a problem.
Figure it out.
It's going to be a problem when Tyler Stevenson comes back and you got two catchers that are playing remotely what I would call pretty damn good. I mean, somebody that we thought was going to be a major staple in this lineup is not going to play.
Yeah, and that's their problem, the way I look at it. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't want to go too overboard on Noelvi Marte, but, I mean, what a pleasant surprise to start this year. He looked great in AAA, looked different in AAA. There was this kind of stuff can really get overblown, but it felt like Noelvi Marte went down to AAA with a different mindset. And the reason I say that was because he was stealing bases down in Louisville. Like, you didn't see that really last year. Like, he was aggressive. Like, it felt like there was something different. And I think that mindset was part of the reason why the Reds were more aggressive on calling him up. Because we were kind of surprised that they called him up at the time, right? I mean, we were both kind of like, oh, really? Like, we thought they were going to, make him really earn his way back up. So I think that between the lines, there's been a change in Noelvi Marte this year. And, I mean, yeah, still incredibly young. I mean, this guy has not even earned a full year of big league service time yet. So, yeah, very exciting. He's got to be a little better defensively at third base. But, I mean, thankfully for Noelvi Marte, the bar's not very high over there.
No, it's not. It does seem like Espinal just went like...
Poor guy.
I feel terrible for Espinal because he's done everything he's supposed to do to earn more playing time to a certain extent. I mean, he really has. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what you do. It's just tough for Espinal, and I guess I have a little soft spot for Espinal because I do feel like when this team needed him the most, and there was no one there to help support this infield when everyone's out, whether it be McLean, whether it be Marte getting suspended, which is the reason that he came over in the first place, whether it be Candelario can't catch a cold and or hit water, as we've been saying, if he fell out of a boat. I think Espinal stepped in and done a marvelous job. But now he's on the outside looking in because of potential, I guess, out of that first base spot. And, you're just not going to sit Noelvi Marte if he's hitting the ball. So we'll see what ultimately happens with that. But we find ourselves in a position now, Nick, where it's wait and see with Noelvi. Hopefully he continue to play well. It seems like if Noelvi can play well enough for the next, 2 weeks, I'd say, if he can play relatively well for the next 2 weeks, I think he sticks. I think they give him a leash because there's this dynamic here right now, in my opinion, Nick, where if he were to go cold for the next 5 or 6 or 7 games, and again, basically rack up a bunch of strikeouts and not look all that competitive at the plate, I think they would make the switch and send him out. I think that if he does play well for the next 2 weeks, he could go on a pretty long stretch of bad baseball, and they'll still kind of let him kind of get through it, if you want to call it that. It'll be interesting to see the dynamic of how that plays out. And, hey, that was a bright spot in a bad day. It was a bright spot in a bad day, and hopefully Noelvi will continue to play well, and we'll see.